And welcome back. Whenever Metro Police respond to a shooting or accident, typically they're not the only ones on the scene. So are chaplains with the department. On Friday, I talked to one of them who explains his role in comforting loved ones during times of tragedy. I'm joined now by Reverend Michael Gaston. He is one of 14 chaplains with the Metro Police Department, and thanks so much for joining us. Explain a little bit about your role with the Metro Police Department.
Well, I'm currently the Assistant Chief Chaplain under Elder Willie Farrell, who is the Chief Chaplain, and what we do is we assist the SCMPD personnel in notifying families of victims of serious injury or death. We respond to major disasters in the area. We do death notifications. We counsel with the officers who've been in any involved shootings. As we know, the police department, being an officer is a stressful job, so we try to just be available to our officers, so if they need to talk at any given time, if any of their family members need to talk. So we just want our presence to be known in the different precincts, in the offices, to the captains, the commanders, everybody. We're just there to help them to proceed through their job with as less stress as possible.
Now, you said you do death notifications. That's
Yes.
got to be very difficult.
Yes, it gets to be trying sometimes, but we're trained through different correspondence, and we go to classes on a yearly basis where we're trained how to deal with the stress of notifying families, as well as deal with the stress of the family may have with the death of a loved one. So it can be trying, but it's what we love to do, helping people through their hardest times in life.
And when you're helping these people, like, what are some of the things you're doing or telling them to kind of cope with the situation they have at hand?
What we do is we just let them know that we're there for them. We don't go in and say we know how you feel, because we may not know how they feel. We may never have been through anything like what they're experiencing at that moment. But we go in with a comforting heart, and just having that comfort in our face and our voice, letting them know that someone's there to care for them. If they don't have their own pastor, then we're there to let them know that we're, as a chief chaplain or assistant chief or any one of our 14 chaplains do, we go in as pastors, and we know that they may need prayer, they may need a spiritual person to be there just to comfort them.
And for you personally, what's the most difficult thing about your job as a chaplain with Metro Police?
I think seeing death when it's not necessary. If you have someone that's killed because something that didn't have to happen, maybe a drunk driver, maybe someone that's under the influence of something and they didn't have to drive and die that way, just seeing unnecessary death. And sometimes it's difficult to go tell a mother or father that your child has died, and knowing that they didn't have to die, or being there when they take their last breath. Sometimes that's difficult. And
how long have you been doing this with the Metro Police Department?
I think this is my 5th year, and I've been enjoying it, and it's great. We've got great support. Major Gerbino, he's very good with us, and he's helping us, and our new chief, wonderful support system that we have at the department.
And talk a little bit about what's probably been the most difficult scene recently you've had to go to and deal with.
We had an officer-involved shooting. And we were there, and some of the officers that were there were related to the victim, as well as their colleague was the person that did the shooting. And that was difficult to see the family as well as our fellow officers go through that hard time. And that was pretty much something that's been lately that's hard to express. How do you deal with the family when they're related to the officer, and then you have two colleagues that are dealing with two sides of the story or the incident?
And is there anything else you think viewers at home might be interested in knowing about what you do with the Metro Police Department? I think our viewers need to understand that we're there for them in the community. It doesn't have to be something that is a crime. For instance, we're going to have a prayer visual soon in one of our neighborhoods that some of our neighbors have said that there's some crime maybe going on, or it just looks like it could happen. So we're going to try to be proactive by going in. We're going to pray in that neighborhood, and we're going to just let them know that our presence is there, and that if they need us, they can just call the police department, and if they need a chaplain, we're there for them too. Whether somebody in their family dies, whether there's an accident or anything, we're there for them 24/7. All right, well, thanks so much. I think I'm going to end on that note. And for all your latest information from the Coastal Source, join us on the web at thecoastalsource.com, and stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.